Hi everybody, Dave Sullivan here for the Credit Guy TV. Visa, the credit card company, recently did a study asking people what they thought was included in their FICO score. And I was very surprised at some of the answers, so I thought I'd cover for you what is included and what is not included in your FICO score. Things that are not included in your FICO score are things like age, race, how much money you have in the bank, what your job is, education, where you live. It's really a great predictor of just whether or not you're going to pay in the future, and what it uses to predict that is how you paid in the past. So it strictly looks at the accounts in your credit file. It does not look at your name or your age or where you live in your credit file. It only looks at how have you paid in the past. Things that are included in your FICO score are things like credit accounts. How long have you had them? Have you ever paid them late? Collection or public record accounts. What mix of credit do you have? Do you have any inquiries? And how long is your credit file overall? Those are the only things it looks at. It's trying to predict whether or not you will continue to pay in the fashion you've paid in the past. And it's a very complicated algorithm, mathematical algorithm, that they use to figure that out. And it assigns a probability, and that's your credit score, and FICO is the largest provider of credit scores. Their range is 300 to 850. And today there is kind of an over-reliance on credit scores, and I understand it because it makes it easier for people to lend quickly. But the bubble, I believe that the housing bubble was created not because of the FICO scores. It's when people decided that they would no longer care what the FICO was in order to get a loan. That's when things kind of went crazy. And I remember riding around with a wholesale rep, and we were making joint calls together, and he said to me, I don't even care what the FICO is anymore. I can underwrite a loan even if they have, a 400 FICO, as long as they passed the mirror test. And the mirror test was, if you held a mirror up underneath their nose and it fogged up, they qualified. That's when we ran into a problem. It wasn't the FICO scoring model. It was the fact that people started to ignore what FICO was telling them. That's when we ran into trouble. So the FICO looks at what's in your credit history. You better get that correct if you want the correct FICO. All right, that's Dave Sullivan with the Credit Guy TV. Thanks for tuning in, and with a little bit of me, we're going to change the credit industry. Thank you.